Aloha from Kauai. I'm Timmerie McDonald. Today I'd like to share some information with you about wedding beach permits and marriage licenses and what you need to do and how to get them done here on Kauai or anywhere in the state of Hawaii. So let's start with the permits. A permit is basically permission that you're buying from the state of Hawaii to use the public land in order to have your wedding. Now, there are all sorts of rules that go along with it, and you're allowed to do certain things and not do certain things, just like on any other public piece of land. But here's basically what you need to know. The state rules apply to everyone. They apply to every company and they apply to every non-company. So if anyone tries to tell you that any of the things that I'm saying or generally you could find online aren't true, then you should definitely watch out for that, because these are rules that all companies have to follow. And technically it is possible for a state agent working for the DNLR to step in and stop a wedding if something is not happening the way that are within the state rules. So in the past we were able to have beautiful things like tiki torch flower arrangements, which were my personal favorite, and arches and altars and all sorts of things, amplification for music. Everything I've just mentioned is now unfortunately not legal to have on public land. You can have any of those things on private land if you arrange for a place at a hotel or a vacation rental, but not on state property. Things that you are allowed to have on state property now are chairs for disabled or people that have injuries, but you cannot have chairs for your wedding in general. So for example, if you have 10 people at your wedding and 1 or 2 of them are elderly, you can have the 1 or 2 chairs, but not 10. And I just want to add in here that I'm letting you know what the rules are, but it doesn't mean that I necessarily love having all these rules to follow. It's just simply what the state has created. So I'm just giving you the information, not saying that it is fair or makes a whole lot of sense. Anyways, most of us in the industry feel something like that, but here are some of the other rules. Everybody needs to have insurance. It's around $1 million of insurance, and every company, mine included, will cover this so that you don't personally have to have the insurance. Our insurance is covering you like an umbrella. So you cannot have amps for music, but you can have chairs for the disabled. You can have flowers on the ground. You can have circles of flowers on the ground, bouquets, and anything in your hand is fine. You know, like bouquets, things like that. You can throw flower petals up in the air. Those are beautiful. So I think that just about covers it, except for that there's not alcohol allowed on the beach, which is not just for weddings. I think that's in general. Basically, each company charges a different price for permits, but they're all in a similar range. And most companies charge more for larger weddings, but minimally more. It shouldn't cost too much more. The general price for a permit is probably around $50, depending on which company and how many people in your party. So that should cover just about everything you need to know for permits. I hope that was helpful. Now, for marriage license. To get a marriage license, basically you need to go online, fill out the information, keep the code that you get after filling and paying this information out online. It's $65 that you can pay online, or if you prefer, you can pay in cash to the state agent. And then basically you bring your IDs for both of you, which you need to show up in person. You cannot have a proxy. And you go to the office, you show your ID, you pay the $5 to the agent, and it's pretty much like getting rubber stamped. It's really simple. It takes about 10 minutes. Your wedding coordinator will not be there. This is an agreement between you and the state of Hawaii. Pretty much most good wedding coordinators should do this as a free service. So it's not something you should be paying somebody to do, and it's something that we do to be helpful. So at least with my company, I can tell you how it works, which is that I would ask you when and where you want your appointment. I would set it all up for you. I would give you directions, all the information you need to know. I would send you the links and everything. You would basically just click on what I send you, fill it out online, show up the day of your appointment, and pay them $5 and leave 10 minutes later. You can have a full day of activities. You can even get married that day. You do need to use your your marriage license within 30 days, but other than that, it's pretty simple. So in total, you're paying $70, $65 to the state, and $5 to the agent. So that's the legal breakdown of how things work here. Have a great day, and aloha.